Hey everybody, today is Wednesday, October 15th, and this is a wonderful day to present these beautiful, stunning 9 puppies from Breezy's litter. We have 1 girl and 8 boys to share more details about, as we have observed their personalities and dispositions over the last little bit. Pretty much once they get their eyes open and ears open and they start getting mobile, we start noticing some patterns with their personalities and things like that. So as we do those observations, then we learn a few things about them, and then we start to test them and do some very subtle, non-stressful testing of them. And today is one of those test days to kind of solidify some of our observations about the puppies. So one of the things that we're doing today is we're taking them on a short little ride up our driveway to our pavilion. We live out in the woods on 70 acres here in the foothills of the Appalachia Mountains in Kentucky. And so we have a beautiful place that we set up a pavilion, and we hang out there and entertain and have a good time. And then we've also multi-purposed it for doing some puppy testing. So this is their first outing. This is their first time to the pavilion, and I need to fix my camera back there. Hold on one second. Okay, so as you can see, I'm switching back and forth between 2 cameras. I'm on double GoPro camera mode. So I've got one camera pointing back to the puppies, and I'm holding the other camera, and my mic is synchronized to the camera on me. So I can narrate, but at the same time you get to see the puppies. And that puppy camera in the back of the truck was it didn't stay put where I hooked it up, so I had to go fix that. So back to the narration of what's happening today is you get to see the puppies for their first kind of outing. At this age, this is a perfect chance for them to kind of explore something new, and through that new experience we expect the pups to be slightly put off by it, slightly kind of reserved, and that's going to tell us a little bit more about their personalities. This isn't going to startle them. In fact, this is a great transition period for them. In the back of the truck we actually have quite a few shavings and things like that for the pups. It's similar to their puppy room, and at the pavilion we set up the shavings on the floor. So in that regard, it's a very gentle transition from space to space to space, but it lets them get to experience something new and novel, and that novel experience is going to teach us a little bit about some of their personalities. So we get to see which puppies kind of take the new challenge and face it head on, and which puppies kind of retreat for a minute, maybe a little bit more reserved. And then we fully expect all of the puppies to recover from this minor kind of displacement that they're experiencing, and then start to explore their new environment. So how long it takes for them to kind of recover and begin to explore their new environment tells us details about their personality that we would not otherwise be able to discern if we just did another video with them in, you know, every space that they're already conditioned to at our house. And so getting them out, getting them in a new novel experience tells us details that we wouldn't be able to see otherwise. And we're going to take you along for the journey. So our little driveway ride, we live up in the woods. We have a beautiful forested property, and so our travel is here in the truck. It's a little bit bumpy on our gravel driveway, so the pups are experiencing motion and that sensation of having the ground underneath their feet move involuntarily from them. And so part of the reason why I'm talking during this experience is I'm driving pretty slow, and so it's going to take a minute for us to get up there. But I wanted to explain to you kind of what some of the puppies are experiencing and give you some of the psychological reasons why we do that. Some of the philosophy that we have is we want to prepare the puppies for their journey to their new families, and giving them new experiences and beginning to gradually condition them to life in general is very helpful as they prepare to start their new chapter in life with their next families. So today's experience for them is part of that process. Helps to condition them to adventuring out and getting in a vehicle and moving about. And then the other thing is it's kind of a simulated experience for our families to watch the video and come along for the ride. You guys get to see this at the same time we're seeing this, and it helps you guys become a little bit more educated about the puppies and their dispositions and things like that. So right now I have no idea what's going on in the back of the truck. We have our truck, we've got a cab window open between the cab of the truck and the bed of the truck, so I can hear them. I can't see them, the camera can, and I've got the air conditioner going and things like that. Our truck shell is insulated. It's not like they're back there in a sun oven baking or anything like that. And then they're familiar with the wood shavings and things like that. So this is a big deal for the pups. This is a big experience for them. And I can hear somebody talking to us, protesting a little bit, and that's normal and expected. And so I just have to do one thing. I need to open a gate. So I'll be right back. We have a gate part way up this little journey to our pavilion, and I gotta open it when I go through and then close it back up as I leave it. So I'm gonna go do that really fast. Have those gates just to prevent some accidental trespassers. This time of year, you never know who might be wandering the woods out deer hunting or something like that. So you got a gate to kind of keep people where they're supposed to go. So we're almost to the pavilion, and we'll get the pups out, and I'll keep the cameras rolling. I'm gonna keep the cameras rolling basically non-stop this whole time, and hope our battery survives and everything keeps going and nothing accidentally turns off on us. Sorry, my seatbelt alarm keeps going off. Apologize about that distraction. But we want you to see the pups. So today's experience for you is something that we've tried to say, let's let's pretend like the families are here in person, and let's kind of simulate what that experience would be like for a family visiting and coming to pick their puppy in person. And what that would mean is basically you're here and you get to see the pups and get to see what they're doing, when they're doing it, and how they behave and respond to different things like that. I'm just backing to our little spot here at the pavilion, and we've got a little kid gate at the pavilion to keep the pups from sneaking off into the woods. So I'm gonna shut the truck off. I've got my notes, and we're gonna hop out here and start. I'm gonna park the camera over here at the pavilion. I will mention one thing. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up. We have acorns everywhere. There are huge red oak trees all the way around us, and it is definitely acorn season. They are dropping like crazy. It sounds like little bombs dropping through the trees. And so I fully expect some of those to hit the metal roof of our pavilion. So don't be surprised if we hear some loud bang noise while we're here. And that's actually going to be a good thing to see the puppies' reactions to some of that. So we've got the truck here, and I'm going to go get the puppies out of the back of the truck. And first, I think the first thing I'm going to do is grab the other camera and set up both cameras so you guys get to see what's happening as I get them out and unload them. So come on, camera. Gotta kind of sit it there. Okay, I've got the other camera here, and we'll set this one up over here. I'm going to try to position this to where there's a really good kind of wide angle view of this whole space, so you can see the pups as they're out playing around. I'll hook it onto the arm of this chair right here. I'm coming, puppies. I'm coming. I think that's a pretty good angle view of everything right there. So, okay, you're gonna see the pups come out of the truck, and you'll see the pups as I put them down into the pavilion. Hi, puppies, come here. Come see me. Come see me. Yeah. Okay, first out is dark blue and green. I should have brought the camera over to the bed of the truck, because it might seem like these two were the first to come to me, but they're all at the tailgate at the moment. So I'm gonna bring these pups close to here. We've got dark blue and green. They're the first to get down and go explore. The other puppies are protesting that they're getting left behind. I can hear them talking to us. Come here. Hi, Mr. Orange. They're all right here at the tailgate. They saw us. They saw where the other two went out, and they said, we want to go. We want to go. So we've got Mr. Orange and Mr. Yellow. So these are the next two coming out. Hello, dark blue and green. I'm back with more of your siblings. Yeah. So dark blue, he's pretty excited about it. He's got a waggly tail right off the bat. Okay, pups, you gotta stay in here for a minute. Gotta stay in. I have this little partition to keep them from walking out a step on us, so we'll close that. Hi, puppies. Who else is gonna come? Come on. Come on. So next we've got Gray. And who's coming next? Next we've got Gray and Black. Okay, Mr. Gray and Mr. Black. You're next. Okay, here we go. You guys are next. So here we got Mr. Gray and Mr. Black. They're the next ones. Off on this new adventure. I love to see that these first 4, man, they're already going to town, exploring everything. Got happy bouncy tails. Teaches us a little bit about their confidence levels. Come on, who's next? Okay, we got purple, light blue, and red coming up. You guys were right at the tailgate waiting for me so patiently. We're gonna do 3 at a time. This is kind of my max capacity. I'll carry 3 pups that are this size. That's about the most I can do at once. Okay, we've got Mr. Red, light blue, and Miss Purple. I'm gonna set them down next, and then leave the one camera going against the floor, and I'm going to start carrying this camera around and following the puppies. So right now, gosh, it is, what time is it? It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 2 o'clock exactly. And so it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. These pups got up, they had a big breakfast, and I know they had a good nap, and they were sleeping when I went in and woke them up for today's video. So this is going to be a good illustration of kind of hopefully full puppy power, because their energy batteries are only so big, and then they got to take a nap, and then they got to recharge their battery, then they just crash, they go to sleep. So at this age, their battery might be 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. Depends on who played the most last, and who had a good meal, and kind of where everybody's at with their energy intake as well. So we have some good activity going on. We got green and orange already off to a wrestling match. This is something that we pay attention with on kind of the hierarchy of personalities. They all take turns challenging each other to wrestling matches and things like that. So we expect to see those. They honestly, they have to bite each other from 5 weeks old to 7 weeks old. They really start to chomp down on each other, and that's when they learn bite inhibition. So that's when they figure out, oh my gosh, my teeth hurt because their teeth hurt me. So it's not a bad thing to see puppies initiating kind of rough and tumble play and chewing on each other and wrestling and things like that, because it's part of their social conditioning in preparation for going home. So Miss Purple hanging out at my feet at the moment. I have some good happy bounciness with Mr. Orange. Light Blue is very proud of himself. He's found a leaf. We got Mr. Yellow there, Mr. Green, Yellow. They've been out a minute, so they're all acclimated. I love to see what's happening right now. Love all of this. Their behavior right now is exactly what we want to see at 5 weeks old. So none of these pups have coward and run to a corner. None of them are kind of whining their head off, you know, super startled by being in a completely different environment from what they're acclimated to. They've all, within just a few minutes of being here, they've all acclimated really fast to this experience. So they all have happy bouncy tails and good, you know, they're running around chasing stuff. They're exploring the perimeters. And then I also like to see that they come back and they check in with me. So at this age, puppies have a natural instinct not to get lost from their pack. So it's normal that they range out, they spread out, they get to a comfortable distance, and then they come back and then they check in with kind of home base. So that's what they're doing when they come back to me and check in with me, and then they take off again and range out again. So we got Mr. Yellow over here ranging out. We've got Light Blue over here exploring this perimeter. And then we've got Dark Blue exploring over here in this corner. And so while you're watching these guys playing, I'm actually going to kind of climb up on a chair, get away from them for a second, and kind of give them all a chance to not have me available for a minute. So we've got some good playfulness here. Mr. Black over here and Miss Purple down here. So our pavilion here, we've got some patio heaters kind of tucked away in the corners during these warm months. We've got my little camp chef. Usually I don't have that up here because I don't want the pups chewing on the propane hose. So usually that's not here. I did not take that down. I don't think the pups are going to chew on the propane hose today, mostly because I know today is their first chance to be here, and it's rare for pups to immediately start to play with toys during a novel experience. Their normal pattern is they want to get comfortable with the space before they get comfortable playing with toys. So they're going to spend most of today exploring this space, and they're going to pretty much ignore the toys. I'll be surprised if anybody really takes off and plays with toys more than twice. If anybody picks up a toy, that's, you know, not uncommon, but I don't think that they're going to focus on toys. It'll kind of be a passing instance if they pick up a toy and play with it. We've got a couple of frisbees, Nerf ball, Kong toy, some rope toys and things like that. Another rope ball. So we've got several different styles of toys that they could play with, but I'll be surprised if any of them really pay close attention to that. So right now I'm happy. This is what we expect for puppies acclimating to a new space. This is pleasing. It's always kind of a gamble. It's like, hey, we're taking the pups out for something totally new. How are they going to react? Some pups, it takes them 5 or 10 minutes to warm up to the space, but we do expect them to warm up. It did not take any of these pups even that long for them to warm up to this experience. So these guys are all doing super good with playing and running around, and so this is exactly what we want them to be doing. And now that I'm not down there, they're more open to not huddle by me. If they have access to me, they're going to want to huddle to me because they think I'm a cool guy, and we spend enough time with the pups that they have positive associations with human interactions. And so I'm kind of lifting up my legs and sitting up on the railing So I'm not part of this equation for today's experience with the pups. I hope I've got the camera off to the opposite side of the corner from me. I hope I get all the action that I can here on camera. So now that I've spent a couple of minutes up and away from the pups, I'm going to get back down and get close to the pups and let you have a close camera encounter with them as they're playing around. We got light blue and orange having a wrestling match. They all do that. So all of the pups are figuring out their hierarchy. So just because one dishes it out and one takes it, and that's what you see on camera, doesn't necessarily determine everything in that moment. Like we've got little gray taking on green right now. Green rolled over and he's taken the playful moment of laying on his back, but they're going to chew on each other. So they all take turns with these initiated wrestling matches. So because you see one puppy doing it doesn't mean that all of them don't, because they all take turns doing that. So here we go. Now that we're up and around, we got Miss Purple and Mr. Orange. Right now, puppies are kind of ignoring the camera, and I can get it down close. Eventually, the pups are going to figure out that there's a blinking light on the camera, and it keeps their attention. So, Mr. Yellow's right here. We got Mr. Red by me now that I'm down. Purple's back. Got Mr. Black. He's investigating a little toy spike ball. Dark Blue's coming to visit me. And Light Blue's coming in to visit. And Orange. And Mr. Black's out. Green's got something. He's on the trail of something. He was sniffing around. Wouldn't surprise me if we get a squirrel or something walking through the pavilion, and I'm sure that the pups can smell that scent if they pass through. So Mr. Light Blue still here, Dark Blue, Purple. We got Mr. Red. Okay, we got Orange and Black. Orange likes to kind of take the playful moment. He'll kind of roll over, and that's kind of his default mode at the moment, is he kind of rolls over and says, okay, bring it. If you can dish it out, you better be able to take it. So, and then they take turns chewing on each other, and Black is going for it, and they kind of, that's kind of the start to finish. That's what we see. So they do that, they play with each other, then they break it off, and then they're off doing something else. Okay, right here we got Red and Yellow taking a minute to play. Miss Purple's proud of herself. She found a leaf. So I'm still the coolest thing at the moment. They're still close by and huddling by me. Once they range out and then come back, and they come and huddle by me. We got Mr. Gray coming back for a visit. Oh, Mr. Gray, did you see something fun out there? And these guys, I'm a chew toy, so if I'm gonna be the chew toy, then I've got to pull myself up or walk around more and keep moving, so they can't just chew on me. So we got Dark Blue, Mr. Black, Mr. Red, Mr. Gray, Yellow. Orange found something he's munching on. Oh, he was munching on a acorn. So, piece of an acorn. There's a few of them that have bounced in here. They're just really big acorns. Some have blown in here from the wind. So, got Mr. Black, Mr. Orange, Mr. Green, Mr. Gray, yellow's there. Mr. Red. Hey pups. You guys having fun? Yeah, so Mr. Gray, he's taking challenge with dark or light blue at the moment. He broke that off though. So Mr. Black, he's initiating with Mr. Green. And we got Miss Purple over here exploring. And who we got by me? Okay, so dark blues here for a visit. Orange was out exploring a little bit. Got Mr. Green here. He's proud of himself. He's found a leaf. It's funny that leaves end up being something of interest with the puppies. Usually they'll find one and they'll pick it up, carry it around, and have fun with it. So Mr. Yellow and Purple are having a match right now. Purple knows how to dish it out too. She's on the small side of things, but she knows how to stand up for herself. So she'll kind of dish it out as much as she has to take it. So there she goes. So she broke that off, and Yellow disengaged. So right now we've got Mr. Red over here exploring. Oh, we got a potty break with Mr. Red. So that's why we put the shavings down. So we can keep this place from having problems. And I've got my potty patrol supplies in my pocket. So I ran out of puppy poop bags, so I gotta make do with what we got. Okay, there we go. Keep things cleaned up. Okay, who do we have? So we got Yellow and Gray having a match there. We've got Mr. Black. Oh, Green's trying to get in on some of that one. Purple was out exploring for a second and come back. Light Blue's playing around. Now we got 4 of them together. Tag team wrestling if there's 4 at the same time. So here we've got Mr. Black. He's initiating with Mr. Red and disengaged there for a little bit. So this is great. This is exactly what we hope to see. The puppies have acclimated. They're all running around. They're having fun. Nobody is concerned about this. This is their first time in the truck. That's a pretty unique experience for them because there's motion involved. And then this is a unique experience for them as well. Today's perfect weather day. It's like 70 something degrees, maybe not even 75 out. The puppies are comfortable, ready for having fun, and play, play, play. So this is what we like to see. So now that we've had some observation time with these guys playing around, I'm going to park one of the cameras, or find me a seat, park this other camera, and give you up close views of all of them again, and tell you what their current weight is and show you what their markings look like. So I'm going to set this camera up and park it, and then we'll start to show you everything that we have to say about them. So, and we got light blue doing a potty break, so it doesn't surprise me. Everybody takes their turns having potty breaks. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to keep all the action going so we don't miss anything. I'll keep one camera set up on this side and see how close I can get it down to the ground. So let's move that out a little bit. I think that'll work. Point it down. Let everybody see what's going on. I've got my notes. And I think we're going to use the other camera. Let's see which one the light is facing better on. I think this one's got the better one, so we'll put a chair up here for me to sit down, and I think that's gonna work like that. So we'll put my notes out here. So we're gonna start up at the top. Miss Purple, you're next. Ladies first. Come see me for a second. You get to be the star of the show for a minute. Come on over here. So here is Miss Purple. So at birth she was 0.63 pounds. So she was the smallest out of everybody. She's still the smallest. Today she is 3.74 pounds. So at this age we kind of expect pups to be about 5 pounds, plus or minus a pound. So on the big side we'll have pups over 5 pounds. On the smaller side of average we'll have them in the 4 pound range. She's just a quarter pound short of normal, so she's continued to be her petite self. So Miss Purple's 3.74 pounds. At birth, I'll mention she's going to be my guinea pig here for a second. Do you want to hang out with me for a minute? Okay, let's snuggle. So at birth, we notice that their coat markings show up way better at birth than they do now. So we tell families to kind of reference their birth introduction video to see some of those markings. Their coat density when they're born, it's a very dense coat, and it's like they are born with all of their hair follicles, but everything is very compact. So as they grow, it seems like their skin volume grows, but maybe not all of their coat density is the same. So for instance, like if I hold her up, she's kind of bald on her belly and chest and things like that. So some of their markings, they just don't show up as vibrantly. It's like their skin surface area increases, but maybe not their coat density. So we say that there's kind of 3 coats. There's a newborn coat, their puppy coat, which is what they have now as toddlers, and then they get an adult coat. And that adult coat ends up being a lot more full and thicker. They get it's more coarse. So at this age it's a very fine, very soft puppy coat, toddler coat. So when I referenced that she had a marking on her chest, it may be a little bit hard to see. at this age because their coat density is just not as thick. So she had a double chest mark there, a little bit of a marking off to her right armpit side, and that's very hardly noticeable right now. And then at this age we start to see, because their toes are bigger, we can start to see if there's any longer hairs that are white and things like that. So right now on her left toe we are seeing just a frosted toe tip. I don't know that we could see that very well at birth, but they get some longer toe hairs at this age, so we can see some longer toe tip white hairs for her. So thank you for being such a good model to tell everybody about your coat. Yes, yes, yes. You held still so good. Thank you. Oh, we've got the pups starting to slow down. The energy battery is slowing down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 pups that have collected at my feet. They're laying down. They're starting to huddle. So they're starting to slow down. We've got Yellow still up. He's just coming back. Now Red's here. And Mr. Gray is off to the side. So these pups are all going to eventually kind of slow down and come to my feet. And for that purpose, they're going to be coming in closer. I'm going to use this camera to do the huddle video as they start to huddle over here. So we're going to use this one, point it down. I think you can see that. You can see my paper with my notes. And I gotta use this chair the best I can. Let's do a different angle. See if this one's got a better angle on it. Maybe not. So now the pups, can you hear them talking to us? They're starting to say, I'm ready to go home. It was fun while it lasted. This is kind of their talking to us to say, where's mom? Where's my home? I'm ready to go back to someplace familiar. And that's totally normal. Oh, Miss Purple. I told you, this type of ribbon just does not stay put. Miss Purple is a naked pup at the moment. I'm going to tie that and put that back. So our sleeping pup is dark blue and light blue. Well, light blue is not completely asleep. But Black, you're next for the video. He found a leaf. He's snuggling with the leaf and chewing on it. So come on, Mr. Black. You're gonna be the star of the show for a minute. So at birth he was 0.81 pounds. Right now he's 5.62 pounds. So Black and Red are neck and neck for biggest of the pups. Red is 5.64. It's literally the difference between who ate 1 or 2 more pieces of kibble for breakfast. So 5.62 pounds is Mr. Black. So he had a hint of a marking on his chest. Honestly, it's quite difficult to pick that out. There's a few light hairs that I can see. Thank you for holding still for that. And then I think I noticed he had some white hairs on his right armpit. I can't see those right now. He had a few hairs marked around his groin area, and I can barely see that. And I can still see his back right foot has a couple of frosted toes there, and then maybe a couple of white hairs on his back left toe that I can see at the moment. Very handsome Mr. Black. So Mr. Yellow's over playing with a ball. We've got all these other pups huddling together. Gray, you're next. Come here, Mr. Gray. So Mr. Gray at birth, he was 0.74 pounds. Right now he's 4.23. So he is the little guy of the boys at 4.23 pounds. And so at birth we noted he had a vivid white marking, and that's still present even with this lighter density coat. Still able to visualize that. Few white hairs in his left armpit, can still see that. He had marked groin area. I cannot see that right now, but that may come back. And so he also had his back left toes frosted. And guess what, mister? I forgot to clip your nails. How did you... I missed your nail when we were doing pedicures of all the pups. Somehow you didn't get one, so you get to see long nails on Mr. Gray. I did their nails a couple of days ago, and somehow I didn't get you, huh? Yeah. So that's Mr. Gray. Next we've got Green, and he is at the bottom of a pile somewhere. Come here, Mr. Green, you're next. So Mr. Green, he's 4.6 pounds. So he's not the bottom of the totem pole size-wise, but on the smaller side of average. And he had kind of the vivid kind of double bow tie marking on his chest. I can still see that. And he had his left and right armpits had some lighter hair markings. I can still see those. His left one is very faint at the moment, but I can see his right one. His back left toes were noticeably frosted on that one, and on his back right I see a few white hairs on that one. So that's Mr. Green for you at the moment. Mr. Yellow, come see me. You're back from playing. He was kind of the holdout at the moment. Last one to come to the puppy pile and take his nap. So Mr. Yellow at birth, he was 0.74 pounds. Today is 5.48. So a little bit on the bigger side of average compared to his siblings. Hi. Yeah, you're talking to me for a minute? Yeah. I'll snuggle you. I think they're starting to feel a little bit cold now that they're holding still. But so he had tiny marked neck dot. I can still see that. He had his dot here on the left side of his chest. We can see that. And then his toes, both of them very lightly frosted, both back left and back right. Very lightly frosted toes. Oh, I heard an acorn hit the metal on the roof. So none of them flinched from that, but maybe there'll be a louder one come and hit us. So that's Mr. Yellow. Mr. Orange coming up. Come here, Bubba. You are fast asleep. Sorry, I gotta be the bad guy. Wake you up from your nap. At birth, he was 0.88 pounds. So big boy. Right now, Mr. Orange is 5.55 pounds. So definitely has continued his trend of being on the bigger side. And so he had several tiny dots on his neck. I can still see those hairs from that. And then the most vivid, bold chest marking out of all of them. And then his toes, we can definitely see some frosted toes on his back right, and a very few couple of hairs on his back left foot. So that is Mr. Orange here. And then light blue coming up. He is laying down. He's asleep. Two brothers were using him as a pillow. Sorry to wake you up, light blue. He was 0.7 pounds at birth. Right now he's 5.15 pounds. So he had a hint of a spot on his neck, and honestly, that's pretty hard to see some white hairs right now, but it is a little bit of a coat density scenario where a little bit harder to see. He had the double chest marking, but quite not as bold and vibrant as some of the other chest markings. Oh, the sun came out, shining right on you right now. Hopefully they can see that good. And then he was marked on his groin. I can definitely see those marked hairs there. And then his back left toes were marked too. So that is Mr. Light Blue, 5.15 pounds, dark blue. He is the same size. So come see me for a minute, Bubba. So dark blue, he was 0.77 pounds. Right now he's 5.15. So he's tied with light blue on their size. And dark blue had a very, very small chest dot. I can still see that. I'll see. Oh, there's the sunshine. There it is. You can see that chest dot there. And then I am not seeing any marked toes. The light's pretty good for picking that up right now. Sometimes different light, you can see the sheen of the white hairs better, but it's pretty good light right now for picking that up. So this is dark blue, and last but not least, Mr. Red. So come here, Mr. Red, come see me. So he was 0.85 pounds, and he is right now 5.64 pounds. So he is the biggest out of all of them, but barely by a little bit. So he had a hint of a marking on his neck. I can still pick that up pretty good. And then a small dot on his chest. It's quite faint at the moment with this coat density that he has. His right armpit had some lighter hairs we noted at birth. He was slightly marked on his groin, and I can barely pick out a few of those hairs. His back left toes were heavily frosted, and his back right toe, he was slightly frosted. So that is Mr. Red. And now that they are all sacked out together, I kind of expected this to happen, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about overall coat colors. It's a little bit of a challenge right now because we got some sun peeking through on some of the puppies, but not all of them evenly. But man, these puppies' coat colors are pretty close. We do not have a standout super dark coat. We don't have a standout very light colored coat. They're all quite similar, just barely a shade or two difference between the darkest ones and the lightest ones. Oftentimes we'll have a little bit wider of a spectrum on coat colors. But these guys are, gosh, they're so close together. It's really hard to pick one that's just stand out darker than all of the other ones. So I will reference everybody to go back to that birth video, because that newborn coat is sometimes a pretty decent indicator. If it's slightly darker, sometimes it shows up better in their newborn coat. If they're slightly lighter, it'll show up in that newborn coat. Just that coat density is a little bit more obvious. So there's kind of a spectrum of Vizsla colors that are normal for Vizslas. These guys are right in the middle of all of it. So personality-wise, I would say Mr. Gray is the low one on the totem pole. He kind of lets the others push him around and things like that, and he's a little bit more standoffish at times, and he does have good, decent ability to kind of reclaim and recover from anything that startles him and things like that. So it's not that he's a scaredy cat, and it's not that he's a mama's boy. I think he's just kind of acknowledged that, hey, some of these other pups are a lot bigger than me, and I better just kind of stand off to the side. So totem pole wise with their hierarchy, Mr. Gray is the low one on the totem pole. Miss Purple, kind of right there neck and neck. You know, obviously there's just one girl. She does kind of have her moments where she really stands up for herself, and same with Mr. Gray. They will stand up for themselves, but they do kind of take the back seat in different scenarios on the hierarchy. But they all have good ability to have like confidence and kind of experience things. Sorry about that. But these guys are doing really well with their overall personalities and things like that. Did you hear the phone ringing and you're wondering what that was all about? Woke up Mr. Gray? Yeah? Did it wake you up? He's talking to us? Yeah? Do you want to go back to sleep? Yeah? He'll just lay back down, go back to sleep. So, as far as kind of next on the totem pole, Mr. Red actually kind of takes a back seat to a few things, which surprises me because he's on the big side of the spectrum. But he doesn't really leverage his size as much as he could. And so I've noticed that kind of on the totem pole side of things, Mr. Black, Mr. Yellow want to be kind of the leader of the pack. In some scenarios, they're some of the early ones to lead out and investigate on things that are new and different and things like that. So they're consistently the ones that kind of say, I'm going to go figure that out first. And the others will watch them and let them lead out, and then the others will follow at times. So everybody else is kind of middle of the road pups. So that's our experience and our observations about some of their current differences on their dispositions and things like that. But it's not to say that these things are set in stone. It's simply where they are today. So puppies, dogs in general, canines, have a disposition that says that they will fill the need if the need arises for a leader. So all of these pups actually have in their DNA an instinct to kind of rise up and be the leader. And so understanding that will help you kind of respond to their normal maturation process as they grow up and they get to be that 6, 8, 10 months old. They're going to start to kind of have their teenage years and be a lot more willing to kind of reach out and explore and take life by the horns and things like that. So they're all going to have that moment where they kind of challenge authority, and if that authority doesn't respond accordingly, then they'll kind of rise up and want to be that leader and things like that. So even though they are what they are at the moment, as they grow and mature, you all have the chance to shape and grow their personalities into what you hope them to be. We want puppies to be confident and well-rounded and things like that. And our puppy families do really great at learning what the needs of a Vizsla are and the kind of mental requirements that they have, the emotional requirements that they have, the physical requirements that they have, and they just do really well with shaping their puppy and molding them in the long term to what they hope for in their companions. So I hope that this has been an informative video. You've had a good chance to see them at full puppy power, and you've seen that they all their batteries drain all close to about the same time, and then they take their nap and recharge and reset. So in a couple of hours they'll kind of be up and going again. So it's fun to watch these guys just huddle and take their naps together. Now that I've said that, I better look around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got them all here. I had to question myself and check and see if anybody just decided to lay off to the side on their own. But they all chose to come by me, which is good, come by their litter mates, which is good, and crash out. So thanks for watching this video. We'd love to help you select a pup if you're having a hard time narrowing it down between 2 pups. If you've got your top 2 that you are having a hard time choosing between, we can maybe share some insights or help you toss a coin to pick between them. Of course, we're biased and feel like you can't go wrong with any of them. And honestly, that's truly the case. These are good puppies. So they come from good parents, good genetics, their parents have excellent dispositions, and so we're excited for these puppies to go to their new families and start their next chapter of life. So thanks for watching this video, and let us know what questions you may have about them to help you finalize your choices on them.